Hello and welcome to another video, and today we're looking at a reaction video to Slopes Game Room doing an unboxing and review of Amico's physical media, all the crap they're putting in a box, code in a box in theory, although it doesn't really look like a code. It looks like, if it's what it believes to be, you tap it on the console and it then downloads a game from the server, if that's really a thing. I don't think it is whatsoever. And it's been kind of proved. Someone actually got an RFID card reader to it, to the card, the card that comes in the box. And all it was just a link to the website with a different, and they put hashes on the end. I mentioned this in another video, and how they just put hashes at the end, which is on the Reddit post about the fact that it was just a number, you know. So there's nothing to it other than that. And there's a post on Atari Age, I think, where Tommy, who's putting it together, an FAQ apparently, he said that, oh, perhaps there's more to what's on the RFID code that can be read by an RFID reader. What? He's got some sort of secret encrypted crap on there. Pull the other one, Tommy. He's just trying to cover yet again, and he's talking out of his hat. Not doing a very good job of it. And as I come to it, why do people have a second channel? What's the point? I mean, you can see this is he's got 7.91 subscribers, 7,900 subscribers on this, and you know, on his main channel, he links to the Amico channel to show their physical products. His main channel's got 149,000 subscribers. Why would you not go with that as your thing? You know, I mean, how many hits does it get? So his latest video has been up 5 days. It's got 27,000 hits. Okay, and this one, it's been up November 3rd. So it's yesterday from when I'm doing this. So in one day, it's got 1,400 hits. Why not just put it on your main channel? What's the point in having a second channel? And as you see on this comparison, on which is a TubeBuddy thing, the free TubeBuddy thing, I wouldn't pay for it. Wouldn't pay for that, or vidIQ, those bunch of bastards. You know, in the last month on this channel, he's got, I mean, I don't know how many videos he makes on this. Let's see. Oh, he's doing a live thing now. So he makes videos fairly regularly, but they don't get many hits. He's just maybe he's just sort of making crap to go on here. I don't know. So maybe instead of doing a documentary or whatever, he's just doing junk. I don't know, but just gameplay, God knows what. But when you look at it, you know, in the last month he's only got 9,000 hits on here. On my channel, I've got about 5,300 subscribers, something like that. And I've got 50. So he's got 9,000 hits. I've got 54,000 hits. And so I've got 6 times as many hits as him. And I've got less subscribers. So yeah, that's YouTube. So don't look at someone's subscribers and think, wow, they're amazing, because they're getting all the hits, they're getting all the money, because I'm getting, probably enough for a night out in the each month. And yet, you look at this, for example. So he's got 150,000 subscribers, let's say, compared to mine. So he's got 150,000 subscribers compared to my just over 5. And I've got 54,000. He's only got 271,000. It's not good, is it? He should, by default, he should be getting far more than that. So yeah, don't go off subscribers, because it's all about the hits, buddy. All about the hits. But before we get into that video, just a very quick point that someone brought it to my attention. OEB Pete has changed the name of his channel. I'm not subscribed because he shadow banned me from his channel because he's a dick. He's changed it from dear oh dear. He's changed his channel name to Classy Gaming Fun, even though he still says it as Classic. So it's like he meant to call it Classic Gaming Fun, but then he made the intro, and now he's stuck with it. I mean, OEB stood for Open Every Box, like you'd never leave a box closed. Not. But the odd thing is, in order to stand out on the internet, you need a name that stands out. In Google terms, it's known as SEO, or Search Engine Optimization. So by changing his name to Classy Gaming Fun, he's using 3 generic words which don't stand out at all. So his channel will either probably just wither and stagnate, or just wither and stagnate some more. At the moment, if you search for OEB Pete, it still points to the renamed channel. I mean, normally I'd say that would stop after a few weeks, but if you go to the URL of the channel, it's still got the nickname as OEB Pete. I think you can only change that once on YouTube, so once you've changed it, you're stuck with it. I mean, clearly he's done it so as to distance himself from the Amico scam. And the Amico videos are still on his channel, but I doubt whether he's going to be bringing up the console anytime soon. It's not really a console anyway, it's just a foot bath that's going nowhere. Okay, so we'll get into this, and I watched the first bit so far. That's the only bit I've watched. The rest will be a blind reaction. Where, what's his name? Slopes. No idea what his real name is. I don't know. You wouldn't see me pulling a funny face in a thumbnail, would you? He just talked about, how he came about the games, and I think I got the measure of him fairly quickly. So, let's just get through it anyway. Where are we? No one can just start a video with just silence, can they? No music. They've got to have some sort of fanning around on a synthesizer. So he's pretending to obviously open the box.
Hey guys, DJ Slope here from Slope's Game Room, and in my hand I have 8 INTELLIVISION AMICO video games. I hold the entire library of Amico video games in my hand, and it's for a console that isn't out yet. It's a crazy time we live in. Now, I've obviously got these from...
Enough waffle on, does he?
Tommy. I reached out to him personally and asked if I...
There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, God's sake. Slopes, you're British like me. What the fuck are you using words like reach out? I reached out. That's what we do in America. We reach out to people. Just reach out for this. Reach out. No, you used to ask somebody something. You ask somebody. But anyway, just recap on what he said.
Time we live in. Now, I've obviously got these from Tommy. I reached out to him personally and asked if I could do an unboxing of these things, and he said yes. Now, I will say straight off the bat that I'm not getting paid.
Okay, so if we are to believe everything we see on the internet, Tommy Tallarico can't get free games for his own fucking company. He has to pay for his own games to have them shipped to him. But Slopes just happens to say, hey Tommy, can I, I've only got 7,000 subscribers on my channel, and I've got less hits than Dom's getting on his DVDfeverGames channel, but can I have an unboxing? Can I do an unboxing of your funny games? Tommy doesn't send out games for free. Tommy only sends out games if you're an investor. He sent a set of free games to Smash JT. He sent out, now DJC said he obtained 3 lots, 3 8-packs. He said he bought 2 lots. So he did an unboxing for 2 lots, which meant there was one 8-pack unaccounted for. So clearly he's got the other 8-pack for free because he is an investor. There's a post on Reddit about it, about how he's DJC is a Republic investor. So I think that Republic was the one before the fundable. So he's not declared that he's an investor, but he's just shilling for the Amico, and clearly Slopes has not declared here that he's an investor. But that's the only way you get free games. You get free games by shilling for the Amico and giving Tommy $10,000. Oh, Slopes, you're busting, mate.
We never actually spoke, me and Tommy, before I reached out to him. He didn't reach out.
He reached out
to me. And he was kind enough to send this over. So thank you very much, Tommy. And yeah.
He's got hairy arms, hasn't he? Just men tend to sort of deforest their upper arm. The forearms tends to stay normal, but the upper arm tends to get deforested. I've seen people do that in the gym, not live. Obviously, I've not done it in the gym. And there's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer's singing, "I'm shaving my shoulders, I'm getting it all off." Yeah, and it's as smooth as a shaved shoulder, and it's much better than having just hairy fucking upper arms. Ugh, like a fucking gorilla.
Yeah, I've obviously done this because, you know, YouTube algorithmic reasons. I wanted to be one of the first to open it, but obviously I'm far from the first. However,
Yes, it's just something that Darius Truxton mentioned on his recent video when he was commenting on Pat and Ian's video about the Amico just in the last day or two, where, yeah, people who've been on, I mean, I've been on, my obviously YouTube channel's been around since 2007, but I didn't do a great deal with it for years, quite frankly. Certainly nothing like I'm doing now. And but the people who started early and made a big thing about it are the people who've hoarded all the algorithm. And there's nothing left for anyone else. And those people who've hoarded all the algorithm are clearly bored with doing it. So, yeah, it's a good shout for Darius for pointing that out. So anyway, let's just see what he's got to say about this.
I'm going to come at it from a very different angle.
Is he now? Is he now?
And, well, whilst I unbox these things, I will explain that right now. So here we go. Let's do this thing. As stated, I want to do things a little bit different here today.
I'll skip through this because basically he's just saying that he's got all these other people here to, you know, chime in. I have no idea who most of these people are, but yeah, I think as it says he just basically shows what's inside the box, and I think it's towards the end he actually says something worth listening to.
On the back of a Ori and the Blind Forest or a Cuphead game, and take that home, type in the code and download the game. These obviously download automatically when you tap them, but also when you take them to somebody else.
It's like something out of a cereal packet, isn't it? Somebody goes, oh, it's a 3D lenticular card. Yeah, like you get out of a cereal packet for fucking free in the 80s. So, well, congratulations, Tommy Tallarico. You're giving us something that we had in the 80s, but now, a bit like your fucking console.
Else's house, you can tap that same card onto their Amico. It will come off your original Amico and then go onto your friend's Amico. So you can lend people your games, you can essentially sell your games as well. The whole thing is completely new. It's a new way of doing digital games.
So what he's doing there, he's just shilling for Amico. He's shilling for Intellivision. So he's clearly an investor. He's got no critical insight to this whatsoever. He's just saying, oh, it's amazing, it's fantastic, you got to go and buy one, blah, blah, blah. There's just no critical insight because he's a fucking investor.
And because of that, I feel like it's important to get the...
Look at that. It says the copyright thing at the bottom. 2021 Intellivision, but 2015 to 2021 BBG, whoever that is. So they've been developing this game for 6 years? And that's presuming the Amico comes out in 2021, which it won't. What a fucking joke.
Opinion of the UK YouTuber crowd, and again, you should subscribe to all of these individuals who have...
You can't even get the fucking... For someone who's got 150,000 subscribers, you can't even get the fucking thing in focus.
Also not been sponsored by Intellivision to talk about these things. These are 100% honest opinions. None of this has...
Shilling.
Been shown to anybody in Intellivision before. You guys are seeing it right now, and hopefully what you're about to hear...
Now, look at that. This is what John Shill Riggs wouldn't show on his channel. Genovi showed it on his. He's shown the 20-digit code on the bottom there. Genovi said it's a download code. Tommy's never said it's a download code. Tommy says you tap the code, you tap the card on the box, and it then downloads the game from the server. So it's all so I don't know whether that's like some sort of authenticator. But then if you don't, I don't even know how you'd put that into the Amico anyway. But then again, if you can even tap the box on the Amico without even taking it out of the, without taking the card out of the box, then it's not really, it's not even an authenticator. So I've no idea what the point of that is. I think it's just fucking random numbers. I think he's just stuck random numbers on all these cards because he knows he's going to sell these boxes. They're never going to come to life anyway. Nothing's going to turn into a game that'll actually fucking download. And it's just a fucking joke. It's an absolute joke. Calm. So, yeah, so there it is. So that's a meaningless set of 20-digit numbers. Yeah.
It will not only give you guys a good opinion on where we stand, but will also give Intellivision some insight into some of the challenges they may face with this new type of game media and how the UK feels about it.
The UK is having a fucking laugh at Tommy's expense. Although Tommy's having a laugh at everyone's expense by charging 150 quid for this pile of shit.
Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it.
We're still looking at, it says Ashens, but we're still looking at, what's his name? Slopes.
So, the Amico physical announcement. Yeah!
Right, so these people can't even be bothered to make a fucking video? Is that the same for all of these people? Just, what? So, these people are just yeah, at least even in Moron MJR's videos, he gets people to shoot a bit of video for a couple of minutes, and then they slot it in. He just splices them in. Those videos of MJR, Metal Jesus Rocks, where he can't be bothered to make a video one week, so he just gets other people to do his work for him, and he just says, "Yeah, hey, it's a Patreon question, and you asked me how many hairs have I got in my belly button. Well, I clean my belly button out roughly every week because I've got nothing better to do in between making one video a week at most." So anyway, over to Kelsey. How many hairs do you have in your belly button this week? And that's what those videos are like. But they just shows it all around. They just go to the. They have individual videos. This guy can't even be bothered to get fucking videos from every single person. That's completely sort of killed my. I wanted to just see these people do something. That's killed my enthusiasm for this video, quite frankly. But we'll get on with it. We'll see how far we get. If it's someone I don't really know, I might just skip through it. But yeah, I was hoping to see these people actually do something. Then again, Ashens is someone who I don't get it. I don't get his channel at all. I watched a few videos a while ago, and all he seemed to be was buying shit on Wish, and then just showing it on camera like a fucking show and tell, kids show and tell at school on a Friday. But for Ashens, that's a strategy, and he's got like I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of morons subscribing to his channel just to watch show and tell. I don't get it. There just seems to be nothing going on there. At least there's a guy called Wicked Gamer and Collector who starts each video package from China, and he does a lot of retro console things on there, and some of them are actually pretty good. I don't watch them all, but some of the ones I have seen are pretty good. And some of them he actually opens up and sees what's inside and how they tick and all the rest of it. And it's quite interesting sometimes. But this guy just fucking... I don't know why he's so revered. I don't know why people suck him off. Because he just fucking shows shit bought from Wish. Someone explain to me in the comments what is the point of Ashens. Anyway, let's... There's a couple of people I'll listen to in this, but I don't know most of them, so I might skip some of them.
I knew we were going to be in for an interesting time with the very carefully worded start where they're showing you their physical products, and they make a big point of saying physical products and not saying games at any stage. So what you
oh, the fake laughter there from Ashens.
you're getting is a quite nicely designed box. Inside said box is some sort of lenticular art card and a coin, all the little bonuses that you might get with some sort of semi-limited edition video game.
Or a cereal box in the 80s.
But of course, not really a game as such. You've got your RFID card there, which has probably got like a 12-digit code on or something. Stick it on your Amico, and it's the same as if you had typed a code in, basically. And there you go. Done. The design of the cards is interesting in that they are designed to look like an old Intellivision cartridge, but of course the problem with Intellivision cartridges were no artwork on them. They're a very sort of plain slab with a bit of writing on, but I understand it. It makes sense, I suppose. We want to keep in with the Intellivision thing. But yeah...
See, he sounds bored as fuck, doesn't he? He's another of these YouTubers who've been around, making lots of videos, even though it's just buying shit from Wish. And he just sounds bored as fuck. Why do people... someone explain to me what the point of him is.
Your problem is, as soon as you have read your RFID card, That's it. There is no connection to a video game for that package ever again. You know, the card has been used and it's gone because it's a use once thing. But of course, it will now be on the blockchain because it's also an NFT or something. Oh, this really does sound like throw all the buzzwords that are popular at the moment. I mean, is this actually a good idea? I mean, I understand it from the point of view of, hey, maybe you can transfer a license from one machine to another because it exists separately.
If that ever does work, which it won't, because you know you could sell the games to someone if anyone's going to buy them. I mean, fucking hell, the only people who are buying them are people like DJC, or the Amico, and they've only sold 10,000 out of the 50,000 games they made, and that's all been to the Amico cult. There's no one else left to buy them. So who else is going to buy the games, and who the fuck is going to buy them second hand? Nobody. Nobody's going to buy these fucking games. So there's just all kinds of wrong with this. All kinds of wrong.
On a blockchain. Yeah, but there's easier ways of doing that than getting into the whole NFT thing, isn't there? It's very troubling that. I mean, you know, it'll be registered on the blockchain. Which blockchain? That's like saying, oh, I'd like to order this set of DVDs, please. Certainly. What's your address? I live in the house. You know, you've got to be a bit more specific than just the blockchain. Which bloody blockchain? There's a lot of these things around and they work.
It's just, well, there is no blockchain for this. It's just Tommy spitballing. He's like, what's his name? Donald Trump when he was in power. And he just used to say all kinds of things. He just used to spitball on the fly. And he would say things, you know, like, I mean, I know Trump got criticised for talking about injecting bleach, but the reason Trump talked about injecting bleach was because there was another guy on before him who spent 25 minutes talking about basically injecting bleach. And then, of course, the mainstream media, who then come on afterwards, they select what they want to show, and all they showed was just Trump talking about injecting bleach, and the woman sat on the other side of the room just looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about, Donald? And then that was a bit that was shown on the news. They don't show the guy who was talking about injecting bleach for 25 minutes. So Trump's made to look the bad guy. Anyway, how did I get onto Trump? I can't even fucking remember now. I interrupted my dinner for this.
Differently and stuff, you know. It's all, yeah, I'm not entirely convinced by that, shall we say. That also, buzzword usage in the video is pretty bad. When it first starts off, they point out that the packaging is 100% recyclable. Yeah, I mean, that's generally a good thing, but is that what you want to be saying for your limited edition collectible? Hey, and if you chuck it in the bin, don't worry, it won't mess the environment up too much.
It's not 100% recyclable anyway, because this is all lenticular. You know, if it was sort of just paper, fine. I mean, okay, it's very thin cardboard for the box itself, but you know, plastic, you know, RFID cards, plastic, this, that, and the other. That's, you know, lenticular card. That's not fucking 100% recyclable. I bet my house on that.
Edition collectible. Hey, and if you chuck it in the bin, don't worry, it won't mess the environment up too much. You know? Just, it's like a list of cool things they just want to read off. Do you know what I mean? It's, yeah. But the ultimate problem, of course, is you don't see it working. You don't see anyone tap that RFID card or anything, and you can buy them now, and the Amico's not finished, you know? Are you going to end up with what is literally just a box? I mean, it's going to be just a box once you've used the code in it anyway, and you could argue it's just a box beforehand, I suppose, but you're kind of...
Waffle. What a load of shit this guy talks. How long is he talking for? So he's talking up to 7:18, and he started it. So he talks for like 3.5 minutes about fuck all. Good lord.
Kind of buying the idea of playing a game one day? I don't know, it just seems... I mean, I understand they probably want more money at the moment, but is this money going to go into actually finishing the machine? What is happening with their finances? We've got no idea, but...
Well, they've run out of fucking money, haven't they? It's pretty fucking obvious.
The whole thing is...
a fucking debacle.
Yeah, slightly...
He agreed.
Troubling with all the delays, all this blockchain stuff now being thrown around as if it means something. Well, yeah, This will be an interesting one to pick apart after the actual Amico console is launched, whenever that may be.
Well, I bet Tommy's glad he sent out these fucking games. Maybe this is why. Maybe this is why it's on this secondary channel that nobody watches. Because people are subscribing, but they're not fucking watching the videos. Yeah, another home run, Tommy.
So, some very positive news in the world of the...
Right, I tell you what, I'm going to. I'm just going to have a look and see who's actually in this video, because most of these people I don't know, and if they're not on camera, there's no point reacting to just a fucking voice. There's a couple of people I'll have a look at in a bit, but yeah. Okay, so Slopes has actually made. Okay, so I've skipped some of the people in this video. Slopes actually has made a comment about this as well, and he's put it in the middle of his video, not at the start or not at the end. He's put it in the middle. That's very odd. That's not what Metal Jesus would do. Let's see what he's got to say anyway.
Yeah, I'm obviously very positive for it.
And now it's time for my view on all of this. And yeah, it's my video, so I'm going to give myself a little bit more time.
Oh, the fake laughter like fucking Ashens.
So yeah, these things, they're obviously not for everyone. I personally would have preferred
They're just for the fucking Amico cult.
a cartridge or a CD or whatever, and you know, that's why I have things like the physical PlayStation 5 rather than the digital one.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tommy told us we were going to get physical media in the form of an SD card, and we just plug it in the back, and then that never happened.
But the reason those digital systems exist is because people out there go and buy them. I know people in the real world who have Nintendo Switches and don't own one single physical game for it because they've gone completely digital, and the same goes for people that have
Waffle, waffle, waffle.
either or the Xbox Series S or X because of things like the Game Pass. I don't think a completely digital only world is going to be with us even in the next generation, but at the very least I do see a few
Blah, blah,
Mega
blah.
Drive Genesis era that remember the shiny days. I can't deny that I'm sad to see that this isn't a physical game that I can put into a physical hole on my system, but at the same time I do see it as a possibly a positive step in the right direction, being able to...
What's positive about this? What anything is positive about this other than Tommy's bank account?
tap your game, download it, take it to your friends, do the same, and then bring it back to your...
You could do that with fucking physical games. You just took... I remember in back in the day in the 80s, I had my Atari 2600 games, and now I play it at home, and I take it around my friend's house, and we put it in his Atari, and we play it. Brilliant. That's how it worked, and it just worked straight away. It was no transfer of ownership to someone else's console. This is bullshit.
House and tap it back on yours, it removes it on theirs. Yes, it's obviously still a download and not a physical game, but how is that not better than a digital only system that locks games to your system?
But no one gives a shit about that. You buy the game, you play it, and then you're done. No one ever bothers about selling the digital games. No, then by the time you'd end up coming to sell them, they won't be worth anything anyway. Good lord.
Want to download all your games digitally and lock them onto your system the same way you do with Steam, a digital PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series S? Then of course you can. Or you can pay a little bit more and get this as a kind of backup option. Plus, for all of you guys out there like me that still purchase physical PlayStation 5 or Switch games, for example, having to wait until the game is copied onto your system for the PlayStation 5, or even having to download an update from the very first day the game's released, is something that we all have to deal with almost every major release. If I lend my mate an Amico game to use on his Amico, he's going to have to tap it on his console and download it. If I lend my mate Far Cry 6, for instance, he's going to have to insert it and then wait for it to copy onto the system and then download an update.
No one. Who lends games these days? Yeah, if you just have a cartridge and you just plug it in, fine. No one's going to lend a copy of Far Cry 6 and wait half an hour or so for it to download. If you want the game, you get the game, but then I don't buy games new anyway. If I was going to get a game, yes, I'll get some games for review. But if I'm going to get a game, if I'm going to buy a game, I just wait until it came down in price. I mean, I've had my PS5 for almost a year, I think it is now, and I've not. I've got one physical game. I got that for review. It's called Away the Survival Series. So that's a physical game. Came for review, but yeah, I wanted to get Sackboy and what was the other one? Demon Souls, but they're like 70 quid each, and they're not worth 70 quid each. Or maybe Sackboy is 60 quid, but even still, it's a joke of a price to pay. I thought, give it a few months and they'll come down, maybe there'll be a sale, be about half price or something. And in America, when they've had sales, they like during this summer just gone. Demon Souls was down to what was it? So $70 over there. It was down to $35 in America, and it was still £55. Oh no, sorry, was it down to? Might have been down to about $45, $50 or something. So it would have been about £35, say. So that would have been about half price, but equivalent. But the UK price at the time was £55. So the sale was like from £70 to £55. So I'm still not going to pay that. Maybe they'll do a Game of the Year edition with extra DLC and shit, and that'll come out in time for Christmas, in which time it may be worth getting. But if it's like half price, but 70 quid for a game, fuck off.
Before he can use the game to its full potential. And no, before you all start running to the comments, I'm obviously not
more fake laughter
comparing Far Cry 6 to Brain Jewel. I'm just trying to make a point. Would I have preferred a world where a console whose main target audience are retro gamers to actually have physical cards, discs or hue cards or whatever? Sure, absolutely, guaranteed, definitely. And sadly, I do feel like we've been led up the garden path a little bit here, expecting physical media, and honestly, Intellivision should have at least been a bit more honest, or at least clearer about this from an earlier
Tommy couldn't be honest if he fucking tried.
date. But don't
they look like shit? Don't they? I mean, at least with an Evil Knievel, they've fucking done a little bit of colour on there, but the rest of it's all just the name. That's it. No, I think he said it's like the original Intellivision cartridges, but there's no. They're dull, aren't they? Dull as fuck.
I prefer having this as a backup option on a digital-only console. Yes, I do. And as much as I quite like the earlier date, but do I prefer having this as a backup option on a digital-only console? Yes, I do. And as much as I quite like the presentation on the boxes themselves, beside a few personal differences that I would have made
Sounds like he likes it. What?
myself, primarily the inclusion of a manual. Yes, these are basic games that don't need manual.
Well, they can't make a manual for the games because the games haven't been written. We've seen one level of Finnegan Fox. We've seen Moon Patrol, one level, maybe a bit of a second level, but with Star Fox text in there. We've seen a bit of Missile Command. We've seen a bit of Evil Knievel. The games aren't even finished anyway, so they can't write a manual for a game that's not finished, or some of them haven't even been written yet.
But again, your target audience with these are people that pay over the odds for physical cartridges of digital only games from limited run type companies, and they always have manuals in those, or at the very least some kind of art mini concept book. And to be honest, you're Intellivision, for God's sake. Surely you could have put some mini history factoid about the earlier games in whatever.
This because it's just a cash grab. Slopes, fucking hell, you should realise that. Somebody can get 150,000 subscribers. You're just shilling for them, and it's fucking sad. It really is. You are sad.
IP it is to show off how rich Intellivision's history is. But whatever. I like the box for the most part. It's going to look good on gamers' shelves alongside other console collections.
Well, it's about the same size as a PS Vita box. It's not really going to look good when the boxes flap open. There's no way to shut them.
The coin, I personally think they missed a bit of a trick here with that. If the console had a little opening for you to slot the coin in, or a little circle area for you to place it on and use that as the RFID download, then I think that would have actually been quite cool. I mean, it's far from the solution, but come on. Again, look at your target audience. At the end of the day, who knows how well this is all going to work? I don't think it's going to be causing any major piracy issues personally. I mean, honestly, I'm far from any
Unless you take an RFID reader and go around all the boxes in the stores in America, was it Best Buy or GameStop or whatever, and just read all the codes off the boxes without even opening them. Well, maybe the Windy Pops. And, you know, that's only a piracy potential. But then, if you have all that, if you have all those codes, who are you going to sell the codes to? No one's going to want to buy them because no one's got an Amico apart from the Amico cult who've already bought the games in physical form.
kind of expert in the world of NFT type things, and yes, even though I would have preferred an actual game to put in an actual slot, this new path is super intriguing to me, and I like the fact that its testbed is on a pretty controversial and very interesting console release. It gets me excited, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this whole thing rolls out.
He's excited. He's excited. What a shill. Okay, so we'll look at a couple more, but the next one is Lady Decade. Lady Decade, this is a fun one. I've not watched any of her videos, apart from one where she's... I mean, it came out a few weeks ago, where she moaned that people called her a gamer girl. Is that the best? That's probably the best Cockney accent I can do. I'm not a gamer girl. I'm a girl who plays games. I'm not a gamer girl. What are you on about? Oh, get out of my pub. I mean, she says she plays games, but she's not a gamer girl. Even though, you look at her channel and she's got, like, in a few weeks she's gone from 30 then to 35 to 42,000 subscribers. So she's getting all the subscribers. But, this is like the oldest video that's on her channel. And she's someone who said, she comes across as someone who's never played games in her life. And she's gone from, that's her first video, Golden Axe, arcade version, better than Mega Drive port, ? So she's gone from making no gaming videos at all ever on YouTube in the world to making gaming documentaries. Apparently well-researched documentaries. On top of juggling a family life with Top Hat Gaming Man, we'll come to him later, and also they've got kids, I understand. She's got time in the day to research gaming, to research documentaries. In other words, someone else writes these things for her. Maybe her husband does, or maybe someone writes for both of them. I mean, look at this chap, Wrestling with Gaming. I've not watched his videos for a while, but in fact he doesn't make videos very often. The last one was over a year. Well, in over a year, he's made 3 videos. So he doesn't make videos very often. He's got nearly 100,000 subscribers. How many hits does he get?
It's a phrase and screen seared into the memory.
Go away. Well, look. So I've got 5,000, or just over 5,000 subscribers. He's got just under 100,000 subscribers. So he's got like 19 times as many subscribers as I have. And I've got over 50,000 hits, and he's got 120,000 hits. So he's got 19 times the number of subscribers as me, yet he's got only twice the number of hits. That is astounding. Still, basically the point of this is that he obviously researches the videos, and then that's why he only comes out with one every so often. Maybe he's got a busy life, I've no idea. I mean, it shows that he takes time to make them. Whereas for this pair, her and Top Hat Gaming Man, they make them every few days. So when's the most recent one? So but every week they're pushing out 2 videos. So they're not doing all the research themselves for that. That's fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I mean, it's not a problem if someone else writes for them. It's like Kathy Dennis writing, "Can't get you out of my head" for Kylie Minogue. But just be honest about it. So, I mean, so I don't think she writes her own videos, but that she's just a front for them. I mean, imagine if Jennifer Aniston or Taylor Swift was on screen now making my video. It'd probably get far more hits. I mean, maybe they're up for it. I don't know. Maybe they're up for making a video. Ah! An alternative is that, I mean, if I put on a dress and a bit of lippy, that's an alternative. And if I had big breasts, then maybe I'd get the hits. That's what it's like. That's what YouTube is like these days. It's basically OnlyFans without paying an enforced subscription. So, I mean, but the thing is, if I put on a dress and a bit of lippy, if I did that as a kid in the 80s, my parents would have been taking me to a therapist. But in 2021, if I was a kid and doing all that, they'd probably be putting me on one of RuPaul's shows as a fantastic leap in what's acceptable for kids these days. Like, look at Desmond is amazing. It's just, I don't understand any of it. It's weird. I'm old. Right, let's see what she's got to say about this shit anyway. See what pearls of fucking wisdom. Let's see how many big hits she's got, pardon me.
The Sega Saturn.
Oh, shut up. Where are we? So 40,000 hits, so I got 54. She's got 615. So she's got 5 times as many. Almost 5 times as many as Wrestling with Gaming. Anyway, let's hear what she's got to say about this shit.
Okay, so my first thought is, he mentions it's recyclable. I don't see the point in that. Why am I going to be purchasing a collectible?
Get out of my pub!
To take it apart and recycle it. That doesn't make any sense at all to me in the slightest. The second
God blimey, strike a light.
thing he mentions is about the 3D holographic card. I liked that. I thought it was alright. It's quite cool.
Of course, if she'd been a kid in the 80s, I imagine she was... I'm guessing she's late 30s, something like that. I've no idea. I've not looked it up. I'm guessing she's about 10 years younger than me, and so she won't remember. She will have grown up in the 90s, I imagine, and so she won't be won't have had all that shit coming out of cereal boxes in the 80s.
Or at least the images of it on the computer, which were obviously computerized and not real. That was all right. I thought it was okay. If that's what it's like, if I bought it, then fine, I guess. Again, the coin seemed all right to me. I'm failing to see the point.
She sounds bored as fuck. She's only been making videos for a couple of years, and she's already bored of it.
Of this, really. Again, the NFT.
I mean, this is the trouble when you have these people who they quit the real job to go and do YouTube, and they make a success out of YouTube. And then they find themselves getting bored with what they're doing on YouTube. And then because they're getting bored with what they're doing on YouTube, it becomes an absolute chore. And then it becomes like a job. So they're giving up one job for another job. One mind-crushing job for another mind-crushing job. Just stick with the original mind-crushing job.
Why? Why do I need a little bit of plastic that doesn't actually have anything on it except for essentially a download code that I can go, oh, thanks, so yeah, I'll use this download. Oh, I don't really want it. Do you want it? You can have it on your Amico if you've got one. Oh, all right, okay, fine, you have it. Like, apart from the fact that
I don't think Tommy's sent this to Slopes at all, because I've only listened to Slopes, Ashens, and her so far, and no one seems to like it.
you can share it, what's the point? Don't get it. And then the presentation itself, okay, it's fine. It just feels more like a hard sell to me, and it might be because I'm English, and
that's because Tommy's a con man.
It just doesn't do anything for me. I don't like a hard sell. I don't like the way he was trying to make out like there's going to be so much scarcity, there's going to be so many people buying it. It felt like, to me, like
Well, in fact, one thing that Tommy has said is that after they've sold a fifth of these games, and they'd only sold 10,000 out of the 50,000 games, he said they'd almost sold out. So yeah, his backup for that was that he'd allocated all the others to GameStop and Best Buy and whoever, even though they'll just make more games anyway if they really did sell out. So it's just Tommy's just talking absolute horseshit Horseshit, horseshit, horseshit.
Be so much scarcity, there's going to be so many people buying it. It felt like, to me, like a QVC advert or some other kind of television sales shopping channel type presentation. It wasn't really actually selling to me why I would really want it, apart from the fact that he's only making 50,000 of each of those, and they're specifically going to have limited edition.
Well, he hasn't made 50,000 of each of them. He's made 50,000 total. So that's so she's not even done a fucking research. This woman who does, Lady Decade, does her own research into games allegedly, and she thinks that 50,000 games have been made for every single one of these games. No, it's 50,000 total. Are you not paying attention, love? Unbelievable.
Written on the top. Apart from that, what's the point?
I don't know. I think this is kind of that stupid.
Let's just skip to someone else we know. Okay, so I've skipped a few more, and we're just going to look at see what Top Hat Gaming Man has to say about these, and then Slopes has some final thoughts on shilling for the Amico. Let's go.
So what did I think of this so-called physical Amico media? Well, as for the boxes themselves, I thought they was rather pretty and rather authentic to the source material. They reminded me a lot of the Intellivision games I have amongst my personal collection. I have about 30 of them sitting on the
Well, I mean, Tommy's intention was to make them look like old Intellivision games so that people would go out and buy them, and it certainly worked on the Amico Cult.
Shelving behind me. The holographic cards were pretty nice too, as was the coin. Did not have a problem with that either. However, what I will say is I am not a fan of the concepts of NFTs in general.
It's alright, because none of that's actually on there. It's just Tommy talking out of his fucking arse again.
I find the concept of owning digital assets to be somewhat of a scam and a way
The whole thing's a fucking scam. Jesus, where have you been?
to get additional money out of people who have more of it than they actually have sense. Hence,
Well, like all the Amico Cult. Look at OEV Pete with his fucking buying the Atari VCS and the Evercade and putting money into the Amico, and I wonder if he's been shilling for the Amico, investing in the Amico as well. Probably not, because he's not got a free set of games. But anyways,
why there's NFTs online going for millions at present, because a lot of people just do not know what to do with their money, and unfortunately I'm not one of those people who are wealthy enough to waste money on such useless tat. As for the presentation itself, I didn't like that there was such a
you think bloody why does that keep doing that? You think Slopes would actually edit his video so that it shows the coin when it's actually in focus and not out of focus.
high emphasis on the fact that there's going to be 50,000 copies of these things made with the word limited on the front. I just don't like.
Yeah, and do you know the differences between the limited edition ones and the non-limited edition ones? Just the words limited edition. Any other copies will have these cheap coins, and they'll have all the other shit in there as well, but there'll be nothing else different about it. Well, Tommy did say on that video of his when he unboxed his own products that there would be other stuff going on with those as well. Menus and stuff, and fancy menus if you got the limited edition one. There isn't any of that shit on there. He was just talking out of his fucking arse like he's been doing for fucking 3 years.
The concept of creating artificial scarcity when it comes to any product. Collectibles should become collectibles organically over time, not because they are made to be collectibles. So that's what I do not like about the product, really.
Well, I mean, talking about coins, that's like I don't know whether you get these wherever you're watching this, but in the UK on morning TV, goes like every month there's a new advert selling a limited edition coin. Only 5,000 coins of this one with the Queen's head with the Royal Military Guard tattoo image on the back. Only 5,000 will ever be made, and you have a chance to buy one right now for £50 or £5, whatever it is. Only you can buy one, and they're limited now. and only one per household max. We can't make it. One can't get loads of people to buy these because we don't want you to hog them all. Only one per household, as if any household sensible enough is going to buy these, and they just sell this shit that you'll just buy and you'll just shove away in a box in a corner in the attic and never look at again. And then next month they'll be shilling another stupid coin to celebrate something else. It's a load of shit.
It seems like it's being manufactured. You've got to buy this because it's going to be a collectible and it's going to be worth more money one day. So I'm going to say, as Simon Cowell would bring to the table, it's a no from me.
And there you have it, guys. Thank you all so much if you made it this far into the video. And thank you to everyone that provided their opinions for this video. As stated earlier on, you're going to be able to subscribe to all of those awesome channels down.
I don't think so.
In the description. I highly suggest you do as well. Yeah, so this is all.
I wonder if they got paid for spewing all that for this video. The trouble is, because Slopes has put this on his video that doesn't get any views, even if there was any, I say I get enough for like a decent night out, whereas on this channel he might get enough. Hits each month to go and get a Big Mac meal at McDonald's. So he can't share that Big Mac. He's going to have to share that Big Mac with all the other 8 people, or however many it is on this video. That's yeah, it's not going well having a second channel, is it? You should just put this on your main one.
Still so new. It's a really exciting
out of focus again.
Medium that's coming out here. There's some good, there's some bad. You've had some negative opinions here, you've had some positive.
That card looks like fucking shit. Looks like shit you get in a fucking cereal box. I was partially tempted to buy some just to do an unboxing, but I don't need to because I can see other people doing unboxings and comments on those. Jesus.
Opinions, and I feel like they're all honest opinions, and that's the most important thing. It's a great way for the people at INTELLIVISION to look at this and see, okay, so this is what some of the UK market are thinking regarding the Amico. People that don't tend to talk about it as much as some of the American YouTubers. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I am excited.
It's interesting. He sounds bored, doesn't he?
For when the Amico does get released. That system genuinely does look right up my street. I'm actually very excited for it, and although I definitely would prefer physical media, there's absolutely no doubt about that. I would love to put a cartridge into this system. I do see these as a step up from a.
I bet Tommy Tallarico likes to shove cartridges up Game Boys.
Digital only world. Like if we were going into a digital only world, these would be a great alternative. Digital games and this. So yeah, it's a step up for digital if it works. The
step up. So instead of paying $7 or $8, you're paying $20 a game. Jesus.
Way it's being shown off, and I'm excited to see how it all works out. So yeah, and also I'm recording this part of the video now after I've received the cartridges. When I've done my opinion earlier on, that's before I received them, and I will say that they are genuinely really nice to hold. That they don't feel cheap.
I was going to say nice to hold. What the fuck does that mean? You buy stuff to play, not just to fucking hold.
Say that they are genuinely really nice to hold. That they don't feel cheap at all.
They don't feel cheap. That coin is worth fuck all. Because apparently there's about 10 cents worth of shit in there. You got a flimsy card for the 3D lenticular shit that comes out of a cereal box, and then you've got the RFID card that's a bit of plastic as well. It doesn't feel cheap. Are you fucking having a laugh? You've clearly put $10,000 into this as well, you sap.
The coin's got a good weight to them. Obviously there are still things that I personally would have done different. I would have liked there to be some kind of manual. I wish the
can't make manuals for games that aren't even made.
Actual RFID card had a bit more art on it, but I understand why they've gone the way they have. They look good on the shelf. So yeah, I can't complain there. They genuinely do look good, and they're nice to hold, and yeah, that new game smell. Now what I can tell you You guys is even though me and Tommy and people at Intellivision never ever spoke before I asked him to send me these games, he has actually
Never spoke, and your first opening gambit was send me some games, Tommy. Send me all your games, and he just sent them to you. That fucking whiffs. That you fucking put $10,000 into this. You fucking spoken to Tommy beforehand. You fucking shill.
agreed to an interview. So
And if you've invested in this, and that's the only way to get these free games. If you've invested in this, you need to declare it on your video. Otherwise, the shit will rain down on you if you don't. When all the shit hits the fan and they release the names of everyone who's invested, if your name's on there and you've not declared it, it's not going to look good.
there's a lot of important questions that have come up in this particular video, and I actually ask you guys to leave an opinion down below as well. Please do let me know what are the hard-hitting questions that you want to ask Tommy Tallarico, because
What are the hard-hitting questions? Well, we've asked all the questions. He's just a fucking scammer. Let's just play that last bit back again.
I actually ask you guys to leave an opinion down below as well. Please do let me know what are the hard-hitting questions that you want to ask Tommy Tallarico, because hey, an interview's coming.
Yeah, but Tommy's not going to answer those questions. Or even if you say, have we got this game coming for the Amico? Have we got that game coming for the Amico? He just said, oh, yeah, I'm talking to, what was it? What are the ones that have been mentioned? Are like Beauty and the Beast and other things. And they say, oh, are we going to get how about Beauty and the Beast coming out for the Amico? Oh, yeah, we're talking to Disney about that. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah. We're all in talks with them about that. When he's not in talks with anyone, he's just saying a load of shit just to placate people and then move on to the next question that he'll ignore.
We're actually going to do two interviews, actually. One talking about the good old days of, the old Earthworm Jim days, Global Gladiators, Aladdin, all that stuff. But then a second interview as well, talking about nothing but the Amico. And I want to ask...
Well, I think I'm actually going to tune in for that. So I think I'll actually subscribe just so I don't miss out on those videos, because I think reacting to those videos will be kind of fun.
Ask him the questions that you guys put forward. So please, down below, let me know what you think of this. Do you have concerns? Write them down below and I will ask them when I interview him, unless this video gets thousands and thousands of comments, which I doubt it will. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm actually quite excited for everything regarding this, and yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys think as well down below. And like I said, I will be asking Tommy your questions, completely uncut, and it's coming soon. So please do hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for checking out the video. This is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.
Well, what a shill. Yeah, so I think I'll have a listen to that. So anyway, I'm going to call it a day there. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the bell for all the notifications, and cue Genesis.